Hello Flosstube, welcome back. I am Jenny. This is my channel Stitching Jenny. Today is December 30th, 2025, and this is my first ever actual WIP parade. I have some plans for the new year. I want to kind of start a rotation, picking some of my closest finished seasonal pieces and rotate through them on Monday through Thursday, probably one a day, and then on the weekend I'll stitch on the current seasonal item. And so I thought I would pick some of the ones that are closest to finish first, and since I would need to go through all of my pieces to find what that is, I thought it's a great chance to do a WIP parade for you. So having never done this, we'll see how this goes. I have currently 43 WIPs. One of those is an embroidery piece that a friend gave me, and I have not worked on it in a couple of years. I got frustrated, so I need to try to maybe stitch on that outside of the holiday season so that I can work on that. So without further ado, let's just get started. So I'll probably take a break partway through to switch some things out. Currently, okay, this is my first one. This is 2024 Nativity in the Traditional Colors by Emily Call, and this is what that looks like. And this is stitched on a fiber on a whim. I think it was cappuccino. Of course, I didn't write it down, but it's on 40 count. I'm pretty sure it was cappuccino, and that's where I'm at. So I had to rip out, I used a different gold color and I didn't like it, so I had to rip that out, and I'm much happier with it now that it's the actual called for gold. So I will actually probably make some progress on it now that it's done. So there's that one. Then I'm just going through the ones that I have started, kind of eyeing first, pulling out some of my seasonal pieces. This one is by Stitchrovia. It's called Not All Who Wander Are Lost, and this is what that looks like. And this is where I'm at. This is stitched on a 32 count antique white Joblin, and I basically just have backstitch left to do. The thing that has kind of prevented me is that this W I stitched wrong, and all of this and this were stitched based off of that W. So I am trying to figure out how to change it without having to rip all that out. So that is my job for today, is to try to, I think I have a couple of start points off of the end that I can pull off of and be able to do it so that it won't be, you can kind of tell down here that it's running into the W, and it's not supposed to. So that is a project. I find that the ones that I have to tweak are the ones that I put off working on. Then I have this one is called A Winter's Day, and it's by Crocette Gogo, and this is what that one looks like. And is that. This is on a 40 count Live and Die LA fabric. A winter's day. So it's 40 count Stone Cold by Live and Die LA. And that's what this one is. And this was a start at Stitch West with the table that I sat at. We all started this piece together. And this came, I bought that at Stitch West as well. So, super fun. Okay, and it's in a bag from my friend Anna made this, and Christy and Anna made the charm. Then we have special delivery. And this one I've been working on a lot this week. This is by Cottage Garden Samplings. And the fabric is 36 count Picture This Plus Mirage. And I forgot all of my pictures. One moment. Okay, so we have Not All Christmas Delivery by Cottage Garden Samplings. And this is on 36 count Mirage by Picture This Plus. And this is where I'm at. So I've recently finished all of the sleigh bottom, these white, the snowflakes. I finished the bear, and the last of the gift right there. Then let's see. I am kind of done with this one. This one is Gingerbread Train by Cottage Needleworks. I have all the stitching in. This is on a 32 count raw natural linen. My plan is to put in some Jabco buttons that are the peppermint swirls, and then I want to do black beads for the eyes and then white beads for the buttons. So I have a couple of the beads. I just need to test them out and then order the buttons. I am also thinking about doing a holly button on the train. So that one's kind of finished. I'm calling it finished. Then let's see what's next. So it is Believe by Stitching with the Housewives, and this is what it looks like. And this is where I'm at. This is on a 28 count navy Lugana, and it was like a one-day start. So I just have the little stars that are there at the top. Then I have this one are the Arctic Animals 2. And it is by the Little Stitcher. This is stitched on 32 count. Picture This Plus Dwarf, I believe. Let's double check that. Yeah. And this is the whale. And I have I think, some snowflakes to do on him. And then I have, let's see, I finished a puffin, and a seal, and I still have a hare and maybe like a weasel to stitch. So this is for sure, these are gifts for my daughter. So when I finished the other two, I made them into circle ornaments for her. And so I just need to finish these. So I have 3 actual gifts that I'm stitching for my daughter, and this is one of them, and she said this one is the one that she would like me to focus on. So this for sure is going to be part of my rotation. So I will put that in a different spot so that I can focus on that. Most of these are my winter ones because I did pull those out so that I could focus on these during the season. This one is a Snowman Kiss by Dimensions. And this is what it'll look like. And this is my oldest WIP. And this is where I'm at. So mostly her hat, and I think the background is what I have left. So I want to make this a winter focus. I don't know if it'll be part of the rotation yet, but I would like to get it finished because it is the oldest WIP that I have. Then I have Winter Wonderland. This one is by Hindsight, and it looks like, well, kind of like this. And I'm doing my LNS had a conversion that they did. And they stitched it on a navy. And so that's what I'm doing mine on. It's mostly the same. It's just slightly altered. And this is where I'm at. This was my New Year start probably 2 years ago. And it's on a 28 count navy Lugana. Then this piece is actually, I'm going to hold off on that one. This one is Frosty Forest by Country Cottage Needleworks, and it's kind of not a WIP, but kind of a WIP. So I have finished one of them. I'll put that off to the side. We'll come back to it. Then we have Every Season by, this one is by Tiny Modernist. So this is what that one looks like. And I'm stitching these on their own pieces of fabric, and I'm finishing them all separately. And this one is, they're all on 32 count Sea Lily by Witch Elves. And this is where I'm at for this one. And I've finished the other 3 seasons. And I have a button that I'm adding to each one. So. And that one's in a bag that I sewed myself. Probably the first bag that I ever sewed myself. Then we have Pine Crossing by Robin Pickens. This is my working copy. So my husband was nice and made even the front cover on it for me. When I make my working copies, I don't. So this is on a 32 count, maybe 40 count. Let's see. Maybe 40 count. Vintage Stormy Night. And this was my New Year start. So I got a little bit done. I didn't have a working copy when I started it, and so I think now that I actually have the working copy, this one will go much faster. Back in. And this is also a bag that I made myself. And I use my label maker, and I make labels on my bags. Then I have the Arctic Animal Stitch Along from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And this is what that one looks like. And this is stitched on a 40 count linen that I dyed myself. And this is also a gift for one of my daughters. Same daughter. So I am working on the puffins currently. So pretty far behind on this one. She wants me to kind of tweak the pattern, and I think that's partly what's has me kind of waiting on that one. This one is also in a bag that I sewed myself. And anyway, so that one will come out a little bit, but probably won't be a focus piece. Then I have, let's see. So I'm just gonna kind of grab some out of the basket. No real method to this one. This one is Thankful, or A Turkey's Thanks. And this one is by Luminous Fiber Arts. And I just started this one, I think, this year. And it's on a 40 count cream linen. And I'm thinking this will be one that I work on for my Thanksgiving one, is one that I'm leaning towards. I mean, it would be, I think, a quicker finish. So we'll try to set him aside. This one is Autumn Town by Autumn Lane Stitchery, and this is what it looks like. And I worked quite a bit on it this year. This is on 36 count moss linen by Seraphim Fabrics. And this is where I'm at. So the variegated colors, so the yellow, the red, this orange, and the brown of the roof are all Threadworks flosses that I picked myself. But I really like this one. It's a lot of stitching. And it is now in my Lori Holt bag. Then, oh, that's the bag for the turkey thanks. This is actually a piece that I have kitted that I haven't actually started yet. It's lemon tier. I just have the fabric, essentially, that I finally found. So, that's a Live and Die LA aquatic linen. So, that one I actually have not started. And this one, I finished one and need to make another one. This one is like a ghost Polaroid. And so I need to, it hasn't actually been started yet. I stitched it for my retreat that I went on as an exchange piece and need to get working on that. This is Haunted House by MP Studia. This is what it looks like. And this is like a Russian kit. And let's see, where is the actual stitching? So this, my sister and I started together a couple years ago while we were on a retreat. And all I have is the trick or treat. So this one should probably get some love. But I've been focusing on my bigger Halloween pieces to get those done. So it's kind of not really seeing the light of day. This one is Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, the Costume Club Trick or Treat, I think is what it's called. And this is what that one looks like. And this is stitched on River Sticks. It's a 32 count opal linen. And again, it hasn't seen a lot of love. This is where it's at. So, this needs some attention, but again, just kind of trying to work on a couple of those bigger Halloween pieces first before I come back to it. This one is A Little Magic by Stitchrovia, and this is what that one looks like. And this one is stitched on 32 count Picture This Plus Mystic. And it's a beautiful, very dark fabric. And this one I needed to pause because I hadn't found my lamp the last time I worked on it. And I needed that extra light. So this one hasn't come out in a while, so it needs to see some love as well. Put that one back in. Let's grab some more. Okay. This one is A Marriage Is by Kooler Designs, and it looks like this. And I'm stitching this as an anniversary gift for my husband. Our 25th anniversary is in 2027, and I think it will have enough time to get working on it. I just have the top corner. So this will definitely be a focus piece in my rotation. So I love the little hedgehog needle minder. I got that one, I think, at Stitch West too. And then my daughter made me this cute little bubble starfish needle minder to go on it. So this one definitely will be, and it's in my Stitch West bag that we got last year. And it was made by Boulder Valley Stitching. She made everybody one. That was one of the gifts that was included. This one is called Spring Hope, and by Teresa Kogut. Her Spring is Hope. And that's what it looks like. And I think this will be one of my spring pieces that I rotate on. This one's on 32 count. Oh, where is it? Spring is Hope. So in my S's, I want to say Vintage Sahara. Spring is Hope. Vintage Sahara, 32 count. So it's like the cousin to Vintage Country Mocha. It's a very pale yellow though. You can kind of see it there. Really pretty. I really like this one. It says Spring is Hope, and I feel like, being one of those people who suffer from seasonal depression, like spring is the hope after my seasonal depression. It's what brings joy. And it is in a bag that I've sewn myself as well. Okay. This is another gift piece for my daughter. This is Mini Animal Cell by Fuzzy Fox Designs, and this is what it looks like. And my daughter is studying, she's actually just finished her student teaching to be a biology teacher. And so this will be for her classroom. So it's a little animal cell, and then she did the needle minder herself. So my idea is to finish this, and a plant cell is another one that I have, and it will go into a little petri dish, is my plan, as the finish. And this is on 40 count Lugana, I believe. Probably a Verdal. It looks like there's 2 threads, so it must be a 32 count Lugana. That one, she said, is not the priority piece, so it's gonna kind of go off to the side for now. This one, is it even in here? It's not. I'll have to look for that one. I'll put it down with the others. This one is a Satsuma Street ornament. It's called One-Eyed Jack. And I need to open it to get to the piece as well as the picture. Okay, sorry. So it is a cat pirate. And this is how far I'm at. Really cute. These are actually usually pretty quick stitches, so if I, spend another couple of days on it, I would have the stitching done and then can get onto the to the beading part of it. So it's just kind of all sits together with any other Satsuma Street ornaments that I have. It all gets put in the same bag together. So I'll just set this one aside to come back to. This one is Luck of the Irish. It is a Mill Hill kit. This is what it looks like. And I've done all of the actual stitching on this one. I'm just working on the beads. So this one actually will probably be one of my spring, probably my St. Patrick's Day focus. Because it's basically done. So this will be, I think I'm going to set this one aside because it is just the beads. It's a lot of beads, but it's just the beads. This one has a lot more than most of the beading pieces that I've done so far. Let's see. So, oh, there's the one more in my bin. Okay. So I have kind of an active working bin, and then I have my less active working bin, and so we've gone through the active part. This one is Seagull by Mill Hill. This is what it looks like. And I started this on our trip to Hawaii this summer. And I just have the wood pillars that the seagull sits on. So this lower part right here. So and I have it in a bag that I got off of Amazon. It's just like a makeup bag, but it's got kind of the satiny and the faux leather, so it's pretty nice. Okay, so I'm gonna pause for a minute, put all of those back, and then start pulling out from the other section. So one moment. So now we are on the bin of less, like out of season typically is what it is, items. So we have, first off, Winter Expanse, which if you've watched me at all, you'll know that this one hasn't gotten like really any attention because I had it almost all the way finished and then realized that I was stitching it with the wrong flosses. This is a kit. So I had started with this one right here and had it all the way, I basically was working on kind of this centerpiece and realized that the colors that I had were not the right colors. They had accidentally kitted it with the wrong floss. So I was very angry and frustrated. And so I have a teeny tiny start on this blue one, the night version. And I haven't really pulled it out because I have other winter pieces that I'm more engaged in. I do a lot of these plastic lace ones or plastic canvas pieces when I go on trips because they're easier to see and I don't have to worry about ruining fabric or anything like that. So that tends to be when I work on those the most. Then I have another, these are from the same company. It's MP Studio. That's not the picture. One moment. Okay. So that's what it looks like. This one I started on a trip and I kept having to pull stuff out and re-stitch it, and it looks like I still haven't pulled out everything from my last time. So I believe it was the little chick basket that I'm working on, and so that's my little start. And it was super frustrating because every time I'd get somewhere and start making progress, I'd realize that I stitched something wrong, or I used this time it was I used the wrong color. So there is danger to starting a project while you're on a trip. So that one did not get worked on after that. This is the embroidery piece that I was telling you about. I don't have a lot of experience with embroidery, and I realized I did a couple of them wrong, and the idea is that you're supposed to do a box a day during it's like an advent calendar. And so I was feeling kind of overwhelmed and pressured, and there's great video tutorials with it. I just, not being super familiar, I don't love how like my star turned out, and I need to go back and redo my candy cane. But anyway, for a first time at embroidery, I think I did well. I just need to go back and readjust some of the things. And like I said, maybe pull it out while I'm not in the holiday season. I think I would enjoy it more that way. So that's my embroidery piece. Let's see if it said who it was by. It came as a kit. It even had the finishing materials. It's Wandering Threads Embroidery, and she exclusively at Uncommon Goods. Kind of right here. So there's that. This one again is one that's a WIP but not a WIP, so I'll pull that one out at the end. This one is another piece. This is actually my sister's. So it's a MP Studio kit. I am working on, I think, this egg. So I started it again on a trip, And I'm finding out, no, it was this one right here. So my sister gave me her leftover floss, and I'm realizing that mine is a smaller plastic canvas than what was called for, and so my threads look really bunched, and it was really hard to stitch. So I was using 2 threads. I should only be using 1. So I will finish this one with 2 threads, and then I'll switch to using 1, and I actually might have enough thread that way to actually complete the whole thing. Because I was just picking and choosing my favorite ones because it was just leftover floss from her kit. So now that I kind of have an idea about that, then I can kind of go back now and stitch on it again. So that'll be a piece that I'll work on in the spring. Okay, this one's American Welcome. That is by Plum Street Samplers, and I'm using the calls for flosses on this one. This one is going to be one of my focus pieces. This is stitched on 32 count platinum, I think. No, pewter. 40 count pewter by Picture This Plus. And so get in really close. So this is the edge of that water. So I was kind of working across. You can kind of see the boat sails. So I was kind of getting some boats in so then I could do some of the fill-in of the water, was kind of what I was trying to do. My original plan had been to take this to Stitch West, so then I could just do a bunch of fill-in, and I didn't. And since it is on 40 count, I don't know that I will do that because I have discovered 40 count on a retreat is really difficult, actually. Okay. Okay, so this is what Hello Summer looks like. And this one is by Shannon Christine, I think. Yeah, Shannon Christine. This is stitched on 32 count Picture This Plus Ariel. My strawberry needle minder is having struggles. So this was kind of a newer start. So I do love this piece. And it's small, so I could probably finish it pretty quickly. I think I'll put this in a maybe pile, because I've had this one kitted forever. I'll throw it in a maybe. Okay. Is this one even in here? This might be in my... Oh, it is in here. Okay, this is Summer by the Cricut Collection. This is stitched on 32 count Glacier, maybe? Let's see. Yeah, Glacier by Picture This Plus. That's where I'm at. So just the 2 M's of Summer. And I don't think I told you what it looks like. Nope, wrong cross-eyed cricket. Here it is. So it's the word summer. My apologies. So I've finished this. So there's a little bit of back stitch right there that I still would need to do. And I decided not to fill in the rest of the sunflower because I liked the blue poking through. And then you could see the definition of the checkers. Thinking, since I've worked on this one, well, I've had it kitted and started and for a while, so I think this one might be a consideration. So we'll throw that into my to be considered pile. I know it's not close to being finished, but it goes fairly quickly even with all the color changes there are in it. This one's Easter Trifles by, oh, that was the Hello Summer. I need to take a picture of that. Easter Trifles. And I am working on the egg hunt right here. And I got this fully kitted. It even had all the finishing pieces, the fabric. So totally beads, all of it, completely kitted from Shepherd's Bush. And I'm mid-stitch, so this is where I'm at. And it's funny that I'm already excited seeing all of these spring colors. We have not even had winter here yet. It was 60 degrees on Christmas. I live in Utah, so the fact that it was 60 degrees is super crazy. We've had 1 day of snow the whole winter. So it's just kind of crazy this year. As much as I want to put that in my to be worked on pile, I think that one's gonna go back and just come out in the spring. This one is Be Thankful by With Thy Needle and Thread. I am changing, I'm basically flip-flopping where this mustard color is with a teal. And I've got a little bit of progress on this one. Starting to build that house. So, super pretty. This one is on 40 Count Heartland by Picture This Plus. So, really like that one. Maybe we should take off the needle. Let's take out the needle. I thought I was going to come back to that one and I didn't. I had several migraines in November, and so I didn't get as much stitching in as I would have liked. This one I never actually started. It is Quirky Quaker Turkey. And I was going to stitch it on this. I even have the start point marked. And I have the silks that I was going to use. So that one's just hanging out waiting to be started. another stack. This one is Autumn Wish by Cherry Hill Stitchery, and this is what that one looks like. And this one I'm close to being done. I have all the words done. And I changed the pumpkin to be orange. And I just mostly have the outside curlies left to do. So I know I already pulled a Thanksgiving piece, but I think this one needs to get worked on because it'll be a fast finish. And I've had it, again, kitted forever. That one's been a really long kitted up piece. And that is stitched on, oh, what is that one stitched on? On Autumn Wish. It's stitched on 32 count white chocolate. So very kind of a creamy color. So we'll put that in the to be considered pile. I have the camera in a different place today and I'm not sure if I like it or not. This one is by Boomerang Stitches. Oh, it's called Snack-O-Lantern. And this is what that one looks like. And it's on 32 count Peaceful Purple. And I have the face of him right here. This is his arm. He's holding on to a sucker here. And then this is the part of the pumpkin. So I think this one was going fast. I really liked stitching on that one. That one's super cute. I love him. And I love this bag. This bag is probably my favorite bag that I've made. I love the monsters and the cat. So fun. Okay, this one's a kind of a tiny start. This is this one. Forest Friends. And this one is by Tiny Modernist. I started this at Stitch West. And it's on 40 count. Picture this plus dollar linen. And I've got the first top circle, and that's a hedgehog. So again, learning that 40 count, yes, I can stitch on it at Stitch West, but also I don't make much progress because the lighting isn't as great as what I have at home. So I found that I started to get headaches pretty easily, and so I think I've decided that I'm not going to take 40 count linen anymore. As much as I love stitching on it. That's actually not, I don't want it in that spot. I want it over here. Okay, grabbing a few more. Oh, this is another one that's kind of started, but not really. I'm going to set that one to the side too. Okay, this one's called Old Irish Blessing by Erica Michaels. And it's says, may the road rise to meet you, may the wind be always at your back, may the sun shine warm upon your face, and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand. And this is technically stitched on a silk gauze, and all of that background color is stitched. I wasn't going to do that because I wasn't. So what I did was I found a color similar. So this is 40 count sandstone, and this is where I'm at. And I think the reason I haven't gotten super far is because this middle green color I don't love, and I've tried several different greens, and so I need to take it back and try another green. So that's where I'm at. I have like 4 different, I have so many greens in here that I've tried. I think this is my new one I was going to try, the 4-leaf clover. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see, because it would be nice to get some progress on this one this year. And it's in my St. Patrick's Day bag. And I have some coins, some just gold coins that I've used as needle minders that I made, that I usually stick with it too. But okay, so he's back in the bag. This one is Dawn Biscornu. This one is by, I think, Riolis. Let's double check this one, because again, it's one of my Russian kits that I've gotten. Biscornu Dawn. Yeah, this one's Riolis. And this is what it's supposed to look like. This is the top. That's the bottom. So, this one's a really pretty one. My sister and I bought it together, and we started it. And when we started it, I'm going to move this needle minder so that you can actually see. We didn't realize that it was over 1 stitching. So this is on 25 count, some kind of cream Lugana, even weave. And this is the top. So I'm actually pretty far as far as stitching goes on that piece. So what I'd been doing was anytime there was 24 hours of cross stitch marathon, that's when I would pull this one out and work on it. So I need to get back to doing that with some of these older WIPs. This one I love. It's so cute. This one is Blossoms and Birds, and it's by Erin Elizabeth Designs. This was a new start back in the spring. Blossoms and Birds. This one's stitched on a 30 count mystery linen from my L&S. It might be French lace. I'm trying to arrange this, but I don't know. It's kind of a green gray color. And that's where he's at. So really like this one. It's cute. I think this one will get added in as for my Valentine, because it's actually the only Valentine piece I have started right now. A lot of my Valentine pieces are smalls because of all the freebies that I get for their little ornaments or little pillows. This one is Castle Homecoming. And this is by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and this is what that one looks like. This is a gift for my youngest daughter, and she's helped me change some of the colors on it. And it's stitched on a 40 count for doll that I dyed myself. So she helped me, she picked out the colors for the dragon spots. We changed her hair to look like my daughter. I've added some sparkles to some of it. So I think last time I was working on this tree. This is another one that should probably go in the rotation because it's close-ish to being finished. And by the time I get it finished, you probably won't even want it anymore. To be honest. This was in another bag that I made myself. I'm gonna throw it in there. This one's called Matter in Hand. This was a piece by Jeanette Douglas. Let's see if I had it. Here it is. This was a stitch along that they had started at Stitch West. My idea was that I would just pick a few of my favorite pieces and make a drum, like a long piece, and do a drum. Again, because there's tweaks to it. Well, there's a couple of things that I ran into. One, that I was having to tweak it, and so I mentally struggle sometimes with that. And then the other thing that I ran into is that my spool, this is one of the pieces that I love, and my spool, you cannot see those flowers. And so I am probably going to need to find a DMC and try it and rip them out. And I'm really sad because it's 40 count. So that's going to be a lot of work. But that's why it hasn't seen much progress, or between those two things. So I'll probably rip those flowers out, find a new color, test it, and then probably pull it out of the Q-snap because it's been in there for a while. And so that one needs some attention for a little bit at least, probably. These are all my Primrose Cottage bee pieces, so there's nothing actually started in that one because I finished the one that I was working on. Okay, so this one I have started, but it's in a different bag. So this one's Make Today Count. This was our piece at Stitch West from Kathy at Hands On Design. And then there's an additional little piece. This is all I have. Thank you. I started it while I was there. Dark fabric under those lights was not great, and I just haven't gone back to it. So anyway, I've had other things that I've wanted more. Okay, and that's all in that basket. So I'm going to pause and we're going to come back to the ones that are my big pieces that weren't in their bags. They're also the pieces that are maybe kind of started but kind of not. And I'll come back to those one moment. Okay, so now that I'm cleaned up a little bit, these are the pieces that are my large pieces. So let's start with this one. This one is Nora Corbett's Raven. And this one I'm almost finished with the stitching on it. So this one will definitely be a focus piece for me. And this one is stitched on 32 count Witch's Moon. It's sky fabric. Okay, so this, let's turn it this way, is what she looks like. So I just need to fill in this section right here and here, and there might be a little bit of back stitching probably in her arms that I need to work on. This is available, the fabric, at Stitchery Express. It is one of the printed fabrics by Fabric Flair. Made for Stitchery Express. I love this one and I'm really excited to finish it. So this is actually what started the idea of doing a focus piece so that I can get that one finished. So this one is for sure going into that pile. Then I have the babyest start on this one. It's actually really sad. I love this piece so much that I'm intimidated by it. This one is Touching an Autumn Sky, and it is by Nora Corbett, and I think it's one of her Mirabilias. So this is what that one looks like. So this one, that's how far I'm at. A little tiny baby start. So I made a working copy off of my sister's, and so the copy I made was a little blurry, so I had to go make a new copy. And anyway, I just haven't gotten back to it. This is a 28 count Lugana, maybe? Let's see, what does it say? It's by Full Stitches. It is a Lugana. It's 32 count Angel Dust by Full Stitches. And I wanted it to look like an autumn, like sunset. So that's what that one is. And I love it. And I need to just stitch on it and get over my intimidation of it. I love it so much. I don't want to mess it up. I find the pieces that I love the most are the pieces I struggle the most to work on because I'm worried that it's going to get ruined. Another piece that I'm working on are the Frosty Forest pieces. This is the middle section. This is by Country Cottage Needleworks. I'm stitching them all as one piece. What I want is for them to kind of blend into each other with the snow. So I need to mark out where they'll be so that I can stitch kind of that continuous snow and start the next one. This one's been done for so long that I really just need to maybe make it one of my winter pieces that I pull out. So I just need to mark the intersecting lines so that I can work on that. This one's on a 40 count. Picture This Plus Glacier, I believe. I guess I could look it up. Frosty Forest, dwarf. My apologies, it's on dwarf. So that one's another one. These also get put on my scroll frames, so they're ones that I can't really do all at the same time. Then I have another piece. This is Cricut Collection. This is Sleepy Hollow. And I have finished the cottage. I finished the center section, and so I just need to start the churchyard. But I was wanting to finish at least one of my big pieces, so I was working on my Nora Corbett, or my witch, so that I could only have one giant project going. So this is, oh, it's so pretty, all stitched. Love this piece. And this is on 28 count tarnish by Picture This Plus. And then this is the centerpiece. So good. I love this piece. And then they'll go kind of overlapping each other. I think my camera is too close to be able to show you all this, but it'll kind of be like that. So then they just kind of go into each other. So good. That's the biggest piece I've ever stitched. So it's definitely a lot of work. And then I have another piece. It has my monthly stamps that I'm slowly working on. These are the Lizzie Kate stamps. I'm currently stitching them all on the 32 count vintage Stormy Night. So this one's July. And then I'll start January, probably on New Year's Day. And it will be with colors that I kind of picked myself. And it's a snowman. So, and some of the fall ones I'll stitch on like a raw natural linen, because they'll look better, because there are a lot of like the golds and brown tones to them, and it would just look weird on the gray. But the rest will be on the gray. So that is all of my current pieces, my WIPs. I have 43 WIPs. So that's kind of where I'm at. I have so many that I want to start, that I kind of feel bad these are just sitting here, and so I think having that rotation will help me get to more Christmas, more Thanksgiving, so Halloween, fall. A lot of those pieces end up getting put away really quickly and not having a lot of time to be stitched, because I tend to stitch in the season, and so that's a lot of holidays right after each other, so they don't get as much love as like the summer and the February, January ones. So I think that is part of it, is that I don't have as many WIPs from those seasons, because I have longer to stitch on them. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for visiting with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.